Hi everyone. Pardon the mess, I'm in the middle of working on this one. This is a pretty nice box. It's Arturo Fuente. Nice, thick, heavy-duty box. And I don't know how well you can see, but look how thick this wood is, which is much, much thicker than most of the boxes that I use. So people, may want to know how you go about building. Or anyone, if you want to build. First, find a box that's going to be suitable, which one this one is. It measures 10.5 inches in length by 7.5, almost 7.75 wide, which is plenty of room. And you want to go, 2 inches in depth at least. You can get by with 2.25. You just have to use beefier screws. So this one I've kind of prepped it already. You see I cut the neck pocket out right here. Okay, that's where the guitar neck's going to sit. Now this one's going to be set up like a Les Paul. Well, not really like a Les Paul, but I'm going to have 2 single coils, the volume and the tone somewhere down in this area. Not quite sure where yet, but they're going to go in here. I'm going to put a 3-way switch up in this area. So what I did was I already cut this pocket out, got it nice and smooth, and I actually used the actual pickup ring that's going to go into this guitar, the actual pickup. So you can see here it's a nice snug fit, at least on the outside. And then what I did was I traced it where it was going to go. It's funny because I actually used this pickguard is actually what I used, which is a Strat pickguard. So once I found out where it's going to sit on the Actually, I'm actually using it for spacing. So I kind of spaced it out from the neck to the first pickup, and then I kind of put a hole here. You probably can't see too well, but I drilled that, put a screw there to keep the distance the same. Then I took the single coil pickup ring and no, actually that's not how I did that one, not yet. But anyways, after I found this hole, I had 2 screws up here to hold this end in place. I kind of centered it, found a spot for this, and then when I turned it around, I used this pickguard to trace the inside because that's the size of the pickup coil that's going to be used for this box. So and I carefully cut and I sanded this hole out, so this hole is completely done and ready to fit the pickup in. How I did it was, you can probably see, I don't know how blurry it is, but you can see there's the pencil mark is still on the board, and that's because I'm going to drill, which I already did, all the way around on the inside of that line. Then I'm going to take the barrel sander and the Dremel tool, one of these guys, and maybe even the smaller one, and I will sand the hole out to get it to fit the pickup cover. So there's going to be a pickup here, and a pickup here, and the bridge right here. Now, like I tell people, it all starts with finding a box, which I did. Now, a lot of people want to know what I do to make them. So the next step I do is I find, the wood that's going to be suitable for this project, or any project. So I got the plank, I cut the plank to fit from one end to the other end. Now these 2 pieces, it's 1 inch wide each piece by 1 3/4 this way. I did this one 1 3/4 because it's almost a little more than 1 3/4 inches on the inside of the lid. So I'll fit that in. This is all going to get glued into place, okay? And then there's this piece. You see this piece has a little funny shape to it cut out, and that's because that's going to go in here like that. So by cutting this notch out and shaping that a little bit, this is where the jack input's going to go. So by cutting this little spot out, that gives me this piece here where the volume and tone are going to go, because once they're in the lid, you need to make sure the lid's going to be able to close. So by removing this little bit of wood here, that's actually going to allow me to close the lid once the pickups, the controls are in place. So that way they don't get smushed on this piece. So that's basically just like cutting out the hole there. All of this is going to get glued in together. Then I have another piece of wood here that goes up at the top. There we go. Sorry about the lighting here. But it goes at the top. Now, these actually came off of the little pieces that go on the inside of the box. And 9 out of 10 times I end up using these. But they're going to go somewhere here, and that's what the neck is going to sit on. So what I did was I got the right height that I needed. I just have to close this box. It's hard to do holding the camera. Okay, but anyhow. Okay, so with the box closed, by taking those pieces, you got this piece that's on the inside. Okay, that's the spacer. And then these pieces. And that's going to allow me to get the right height, so when the neck goes in this body, it's only going to stick up. Maybe something like that. Which is about the height on a regular guitar. Some are a little bit higher, some are a little more tilted, some are flush, but it depends on the guitar. So it's going to go in the box like that, and that's where the spacing comes from. So that's just a quick little rundown. This as you can see, is far from done. I still have to finish cutting this out, which I'll do that with this utility knife here. I'll just take a blade and I'll do what I call connecting dots. I'll go all the way around with the blade. That's going to help me prevent any tear out just by scoring this first. Then I'll just take the blade and I'll go all the way through, all the holes until I get all the way through, until it's ready to punch out. Then I'll take the barrel sander and clean up the hole until I get it to fit perfect. Get this piece to fit perfect, because that's actually just the cover. This is the single coil pickup that's going to go in it. Well, actually, this is the neck pickup, and then I also have a bridge pickup. But this is the actual pickup that's going to go in the guitar. So by using the plate, I can fit it. Now just bear with me here. I'll show you. Let me open it. Now this one's going to be a little trickier. I may have to make a plate here because the knobs are only like so tall. This box is pretty thick. So I don't think the knobs are going to make it through. So there you go. Sorry about that. Now you can see that's just resting in there. Pretty good fit. Now I'm going to use the light to shade it. There's a very slight gap. Hardly a gap, but that's to allow it to adjust. Once I'm ready to put it in, I'll make this hole a little bit bigger so this moves up and down freely. So when I adjust it, when the neck is in, not much, because this is a very thick box, which I like. But anyhow, there you go. So when you're actually holding the guitar, it's going to look like that. Now picture the bridge, the big chrome, and the two pickups, and the neck, of course. But anyways, there you go. Quick little rundown. So, one more thing too. I also have another piece of block somewhere around here. That here it is. This block still has to be fit yet. I mean, I'm not sure how big it needs to be. It's bigger than what I need right now. This is fine. And that's actually going to get glued on the inside here a little bit. I still got to trim it down so it doesn't fit flush. So, I might actually only have to go 2.5 inches, whatever this distance is going to be from the pickup to here. And then I'll transfer those measurements here. And I'll shorten this a little bit. I'll shave a little edge off so that way the controls will fit. The one volume and the tone. And plus that's going to allow a little bit of passageway for the wires. So when I close the lid, nothing's going to get crimped. You'll see it, but that's the start of this one. This is going to be a pretty nice sounding guitar, even though it only has 2 single coils. But it is a cigar box. But I'm going to make this a buskin series, so I want it to be nice. So with the neck, you'll have a nice mellow tone with the both. You can do some kind of rhythm and lead, and then with the bridge, you're still going to get that crunch like you would from dual humbuckers, but with single coils. Still going to sound just as nice. Plus the box is thicker, so it's going to resonate a little bit different than the thinner stuff. The thinner lids are usually only about that thick or so. If you look at this box, you can see just how thick this lid is. Much, much thicker. It's almost twice as thick. But it'll work. Okay, well, there you have it. Here's the Arturo Fuente box. I'm not sure what to name this one yet. Oh well, there you go. Hope you like it.